Hello YouTubers, this is MoChat and I'm right back with you. This will be my second video today. And what I'm going to talk about this time is economic collapse. Okay, let's think about this. Now, I have been told that I'm very opinionated, yes. But, you know what? My opinion really doesn't matter. Because in a situation where we're talking about economic collapse, we're not talking about just one person's problems. We're talking about an economy. We're talking about society as a whole in the United States. Economic collapse. That could be anywhere. It could be Timbuktu, okay? It could be a little island out there by Hawaii. It could be Cape Cod, okay? It could be right there where you live. Economic collapse is a term that describes an economy collapsing. A society that is falling apart. Okay, if this happens, and I hate the word if, okay? I've had counselors tell me more than once, quit worrying about what if, what if, what if. Okay, don't worry about that. I have people tell me all the time, you worry too much about what if and what could and this. But you know, I've seriously been thinking about these things lately, and I've seriously it's like I've come out of this shell. I used to think everything's going to be okay. I used to be trying to be more positive about stuff, and I don't do this video to scare people. What I'm doing it for is to bring a sense of realism. Economic collapse. Venezuela is suffering with an economic collapse. What is happening to those people? They're fighting for food to survive. Because they're not so much worried about where they're going to live. They're fighting about what they're going to eat. How are they going to survive to the next day? How are they going to feed their children? The price of groceries in Venezuela is out there, okay? It is way over our heads. Unless you're a millionaire or a billionaire, are you going to have the money to feed your family if an economic collapse comes to the United States? With Americans turning against Americans? With terrorists coming into our country and killing us one after the other? When are people going to realize that sooner or later, if this keeps going on the way it is, Americans are going to be afraid to go to the store? Okay, let's look at this like a chain event, okay? Let's say a grocery store sales are doing great, okay? They're doing good, they're making a profit, and everything is peaches and cream, right? Everything's okay. Now let's take the next step. Sales start dropping. Not so many people visiting the store anymore. Okay, shopping malls. Fewer and fewer people are going there because they're afraid they're going to get shot. It wasn't that long ago that my family, we thought about going shopping. We thought about getting in the car and driving to a city where there was a beautiful mall, and we were going to go shopping. Well, you know what? We didn't do that. And you know why we didn't do that? Because on the news, somebody opened fire in a mall, killing innocent people. So, you know, we thought, we don't want to go to a place like that because there might be somebody there who's going to kill us. What is going to happen if people don't wake up and start seeing what's going on? Okay, that little store where the customer count is falling. That shopping mall where the customer count is falling. Not so many people come in there anymore. What about your movie theaters that hire our young people to work? Nobody wants to go in a movie theater anymore because you're afraid of whatever's showing is going to cause some terrorist to shoot people in there in the dark. I mean, people are afraid of this. Okay? What causes economic collapse? I'll tell you what causes it. It's when those businesses start losing customers. They start losing their revenue. They start laying off people because they don't have enough money to pay anybody. And when that happens, the economy slows down. It gets slower. Your economy in your little town gets worse and worse because the people in your economy, your little town, are looking for a job and they can't get one because the people don't want to hire anybody. They can't afford to hire anybody. And why is that? Because the American people are staying home. They're not going anywhere anymore. They're not doing things. They fill up their tank of gas and they make that gas last all month long because they're afraid. They're afraid to spend money on anything that they don't absolutely need. I recently decided to start volunteering for a homeless shelter. And you know what really saddened me about that? Is this little shelter only has room for 12. 12 people, and it is full. It cannot hold any more. And I live in a small town. Can you imagine what big cities are going through that have more than one shelter, and those shelters are full of people who cannot afford to live? They cannot afford housing. They can't afford groceries. They have no medical care. They can't afford to get a car so that they can look for a job. They have to walk there. Many people suffer from heat strokes, because they're walking to a job. How bad does it have to get before people realize the word economic collapse is not going to affect just a few people? It is going to affect the United States, the whole United States. When more and more businesses shut their doors because they can't afford to hire anyone to work. They can't buy supplies for their business because they don't have the money to buy it. And when the prices of groceries go up because the farmers are not selling enough to support their families. And the price of milk and eggs, bread, the staples, the cost of flour and wheat, corn. When all of those prices start creeping up there, how long before we realize we are not going to have the resources? It's not going to be out there. When they start closing more and more businesses, we are going to lose as a society. The economy cannot stand up and stay in a good position without the citizens that support it. The American citizens support America. If we can't work and we can't buy groceries, the economy will fall. And I don't mean to scare people. What I am saying is real. It's realistic. Get out your dictionary and look up economic collapse. Look it up online. Find out what it means. Is our government protecting us? I don't believe it is. I don't believe our government is protecting us anymore. Hillary Clinton, no charges. Oh my God. And you ask me, how does that weigh in on the economic collapse? I'll tell you how it weighs in. It means the elite, the high society people up there in government who have so much money they don't know what to do with it. It means they're going to survive. They're going to be the ones that have everything. while your common American person who works hard every day to feed their family is going to lose. We're going to lose what we have. Okay, we're going to have to live off the basic necessities. While the people in government who get paid tons of money and they blow it on their yachts and their airplanes and their jets and their vacations. There's not a day goes by that I don't read about another one of them that's taken off for a week. They have a vacation anytime they want. While people, hardworking people like us, are sitting in our homes worried about how we're going to feed our family the next day. My husband works so hard, he has to drive miles and miles to work just to support our family, just to get us by. Every month we think about that. And we're not getting any younger. How many senior citizens are still working because they cannot afford rent? They can't retire because they haven't got the money to retire. Their Social Security is not enough to cover the cost. It's not enough to cover the living expenses. It's barely enough to pay the rent to cover them for a shelter. So how long before people start realizing that economic collapse means all of us? It's not going to be just one or two people. It's going to be the American society. Economic collapse means bad times for all of us. Except for those few people that have got millions of dollars and don't know what to do with it. Okay, did you know you can get a tax deduction if you donate to the homeless? A homeless shelter? Did you know that you can get a tax deduction if you use some of that major wealth you've got, like to build a community for the homeless? Or how about using some of that money to build a business in a town that needs jobs? Okay, you've got enough money, you could hire someone to run that place and hire people that need jobs. Put them to work. That's what most people want. People in shelters, one of the first things they write down is, I need a job. I need someplace to work. That's what they want. And what about buses and transit systems that could be put in every town everywhere? That would give somebody a job. It would also give someone who needs a ride to work a ride. I think our American government is failing us. There are so many good things that could be done while they waste their money on stuff that is unimportant. I don't understand our government. I don't understand how they can look themselves in the mirror every morning and go to their work and do the same thing that is failing and has been failing. And it's getting worse every day. I have made my decision today. I will not vote for Hillary Clinton. I will not. Okay? I will not. She has no charges. None. The only other choice we've got, it looks like, is Donald Trump. Okay? The man is a multimillionaire. He's smart. He's good with real estate. I wonder, would Donald Trump build a business in a town where people need jobs and put someone there to run that place? Open up a business and hire people to run it, to give people jobs in the towns where unemployment is high. Will he do that? We need someone that will do this. We need someone who can figure out a way to get it done. Give more people jobs. This will improve the economy. When people are working and they are making a living, that is important. It will stop an economic collapse. The more people that have jobs and are able to work and take care of their family, that will stop an economic collapse. People who have millions of dollars and they sit on it and they don't know what to do with it, they're going to other countries and giving them money. Why not use your money for the United States? Quit taking it somewhere else. Quit taking our jobs to other countries. Do something about it. This is a shout out to everyone who has thought about economic collapse. Take a look at what's happening in Venezuela. Do we want that to happen here? Think about it, people. Think about it. This is Mo Chad. I realize I sound a little bit angry. I think we all need to get angry. We all need to start helping each other instead of turning against each other. Violence needs to stop. Helping hands need to be reached out. Okay? Let's stop abusing our society. Let's stop taking advantage of the innocent. Thank you for listening to me today. Share this video with your friends, your family. Talk about it. Do something. Be prepared for what's coming. Get ready. Because unless Donald Trump can fix some stuff and get some jobs back and help people who are homeless, then I see a downward spiral happening. It's happening. And it's everywhere. Thank you and have a great day. Do something positive today. Help someone who needs help. And hit that subscribe button. If you're watching me for the first time, then you're going to realize that I am very opinionated. And I like to talk about my opinion. But I also like to tell people that are friends of mine, tell my subscribers to wake up and see what is going on. We have got to do something about it. Love your neighbors. Put your weapons down. Do not fight each other. Americans for Americans is what is important. No more American against American. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. We are all Americans and we need to protect Americans. And that's the way it is. That's my opinion. Have a great day, or try to.